Hello, isolation protocol day 136. Pardon me if my eyes are dripping. I just attended my eyes are all red. Uh, a Zoom wedding. Yes, um, here we go. I did a quick screen capture here. Yep, a Zoom wedding. Uh, yep, they were supposed to get married in Indonesia, but of course that couldn't happen with all the stuff going on. So, they hiked up into the woods above where they live, threw a few blankets 6 feet distance between them so that guests could sit on the blanket according to household. No mingling, no contact, no nothing. You got to stay 6 feet apart unless you live with somebody. And masks and the works. And yep, they zoomed it for people who weren't able to get in there or hike up into the hills. So yeah, I am still crying. My first of my nieces and nephews, and all the cousins, first of the cousins to, and they spell it Cuzzins, first of the cousins to get married. So congratulations to Travis and Martika. Alrighty, well, um, I was supposed to go up to my brother's with all of my sisters, and we're going to go up to my brother's. And my son was going to be there, my daughter. And yep, the sleeves are almost done. I am just at the point where I am casting off and get the message that my niece's best friend, who she has had contact with, has tested positive for COVID. So the family is in a mandatory quarantine right now. So, of course, nobody can go up there. They have a large house that has been subdivided into separate apartments, plus um, uh, a trailer and tents scattered all throughout their yard because they live up in the woods, up in the middle of nowhere. So yeah, people were going to be just camping and so on. And yeah, I wasn't going to rough it. I was going to stay in the hotel down the street. So yeah, there's a hotel. It's not that rough, not that middle of nowhere. But they didn't want to be that close to that many people who work with sensitive populations or are a sensitive population, in like my case, or sister number one. So the memorial service for my mom was canceled. So I'm not going to be able to give the sweater to my son when I see him up there, which means once I cast off these sleeves and sew them on, knit a quick neck band, and then I'm just going to have to mail it to him. So what else? My niece's wedding is still a go, but it's going to be a much, much smaller affair. Not sure how much smaller, because it was pretty nice sized to begin with, because we've got a pretty big family. And she's quite popular, and so is he, so they had a lot of friends in their small town. So I'm still really nervous about going up there to, actually it's not up, it's like over, because the change in altitude is probably about 20 feet, even though we do have to go over a couple of large hills to get there. And it's an hour and a half drive, so still making me kind of nervous about going. So I figured out that if I extend my arm, not that arm, extend my arm as far as it can go with my cane in my hand, if anybody can get hit by my cane, they're too close. So that's going to be my guiding principle. If I can hit you with my cane, you're too close, back up. Oh, happy mail. I brought this with me. I even opened it with my razor right before. I've got a toolbox here. From Setta, she taped the heck out of this thing. So, yep. Let's see, what is it? It is tissue paper. Okay. Oh, all right, still a little bit of tape stuck. Oh, cool. Very, very sweet. Hi, hey Kelly, have a blessed day. Blessings, Setta. Oh, awesome, Setta. Thank you very much. This was, I won Setta's drawing for the Christmas in July fairies. Didn't win the grand prize, but like I needed a million skeins of yarn. Oh my goodness. All kinds of goodies in this little teeny tiny box. Look at this. It is so sparkly. Oh my God. Oh, that is so soft. Lion Brand Summer Nights, 100 grams, 400 meters. Ooh, lace weight, number 1. Yep, definitely. To create the project above, visit Lion Brand. Oh, that is pretty. That is a really pretty scarf. I don't know if this is going to work. Pardon my dirty fingernails. I was scritching the dogs. Oh my gosh, this is so pretty. And there's more. There's lots more. Let's see. A coaster. Ooh, it's kind of like holographic, really wild coaster from Alaska. Oh, look at that. It's so pretty. Ooh, nice. I love moose. And pomegranate raspberry tea. And there's another one that's sliding here. Ah, ooh, packs of lemon. I love lemon tea, not palm. Oh, I did not know that Newman's Own made tea. Turmeric ginger. Oh my gosh. I have got to try this one. Oh, how nice. Oh, that is so exciting. And look, a little tea bag rest shaped like a teapot. Oh, that is so adorable. I needed one of those because I've been using a shot glass ever since I dropped mine. Well, I didn't drop it. The dogs got... Stupid dogs. Stupid dogs knocked everything off of my computer desk while I was sitting there typing and so engrossed in what I was typing that I wasn't paying attention to the little brats. Oh, thank you so much, Setta. I'm absolutely going to link her page if I can. Hopefully I can. I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. Sorry, hay fever is really, really bad today. That may be another reason why my eyes are red, but I did take my allergy meds. I'm just still sneezing. Uh, Anything else? Yeah, so I'm going to absolutely link her in there. She is so much fun. I absolutely love Setta. She just really, it is so much fun. Tea, yes, love tea too. Anything else? Another way. Uh, oh, I gotta tell you about the dogs. I already posted this on Facebook, so if you've been watching me on Facebook, you've probably already seen this. But yeah, pit bulls are freakishly smart. I had a really bad sunburn. I was going to talk about that anyway. Really, really bad sunburn. And Honey Bear probably was a little sunburned or overheated herself. But I just flopped down on the couch and couldn't move. I was shaking with the chills, but hot at the same time. I couldn't even stand to have air blow on me. I was miserable. I'm so sunburned. And lately when I sunburn, I barely turn pink. I used to turn like beet red. Now I barely turn pink, but my skin just swells up really crazy. I had to soak my hand in ice cold water and use Windex to grease it up enough to make it slippery enough to get my rings off because they were hurting because my hands had swollen up so much from the sun. So anyhow, so Salisbury is sitting there, Honeybear and Salisbury are sitting there in front of me, panting away, and Salisbury turns around and sees the fan sitting on the coffee table, and she looks at it, and she gets one paw up on the coffee table, and she sniffs at it. She looks at it again, and then with her other paw, she presses the button to start the fan. Then she sits down with her mouth wide open right in front of the fan. I tell you, that dog, sometimes I don't think she's a dog. I think she is a were-pit bull, where she's, human trapped in a pit bull body or something like that. But the reason that I was sunburned was that I needed to take the dogs to the kennel. It's actually, they call themselves a canine country club. Yeah, that's a canine country club. They have spa services, they have play dates, they have individual hotel rooms with their own doors, with windows in the doors, and yeah, I mean, low windows so the dogs can see each other. And dogs that get overly excited by other dogs walking by, they go into the rooms that have the windows higher up. And so, yeah, it's really, really, it's just a country club. It is a country club. So, yeah, I take the dogs there. No, they are not spoiled. So, but they were due for their Bordetella and a bunch of initials and rabies shots about 2 months ago. So when I made the reservations, they reminded me that the shots were due. So I started calling around for every vet that I could. They are all closed, all except one. And it is a little tiny place, one room, and it's basically a storeroom of a small pet food store um, that has been turned into an exam room and has its own entrance. So you could go in and out of the store, or you could go in and out of the clinic room. And normally they have people who are just wait in the store because, you're standing around in the store. You're going to pick up stuff and buy it. So, yeah. But they were limiting the number of people in the store, and it was packed. It was absolutely packed. I had to park 2.5 blocks away, and normally I can only handle the dogs one at a time because when they're just me and the dog, they pay attention to me. They do what I tell them to do. They sit when I stop. They walk right next. Well, Honey Bear walks right next to me. Salisbury gets distracted easily and sniffs at something, and I'll have to, give him a little shake on the leash and, hey, get back up here. And then he goes, oh, you're leaving. And he runs to catch up to me, but doesn't stop when he gets to me. He runs up farther and yeah. Anyhow, but normally he stays pretty close. When I take the two of them out together, their only attention is each other and how much trouble they can get into. So they were pulling and yanking on me that 2.5 blocks that I had to walk. Fortunately, I brought my walker because the line to get into the clinic was forever long. So I get there. There's a woman standing in the doorway, and she's holding a small terrier. And she said, "Have you registered yet?" I said, "No." And she says, "Well, let me run into the store for you. Let me run in for you." She comes back out with a clipboard that asks, what I needed and what services and so on. So I fill it all out, and she takes it and runs it back into the store. And she does that with a lot of people. The wait is there are probably about 30 people who were there with probably about 40 different animals. A couple of fights broke out because there were a couple of unneutered males and a couple of females in heat. One of the females, the owner had to take her out because she was fighting and attacking everybody. Yeah, the poor dog. I felt so sorry for that poor dog. Anyhow, yeah, spay and neuter your dogs, people. There's no reason to not. Um, Anyhow, it was 2 hours before I got in, and no shade. This is a city street. The buildings go right up to the sidewalk. No overhangs, no trees, no shade anywhere. No, the parking lot had 5 spaces. All 5 were taken by people who were sitting there with their doors wide open for hopefully a little breeze, which there wasn't any. Fortunately, I brought my walker, so I was able to sit down on the walker because there's no way I could have stood there that long. But, of course, my dogs, kept pulling and yanking, usually in two different directions. But a couple of times they pulled in the same direction, and twice they managed to drag me and the walker, which had the wheels locked so it shouldn't have been able to go anywhere, drag me across the sidewalk and right off the curb into the gutter. So yeah, I've got it didn't actually bruise, but I had a lump right here the size of a baseball from where it slammed into the bumper of a car that was right there. So that's how I got the sunburn. And the dogs got their shots. And I get home, and 2 days later, of course, I get the message that uh, everything's canceled because of the virus going around. And so I had to cancel it anyway. But at least the dogs got their shots, so they're back up to date. So if I decide if I decide to board them in the next year, everything's fine. So, yep, I am still getting all choked up about my little Travie getting married. Little Travie, he's like way a foot taller than me. Yeah, and he was his own wedding photographer, by the way. He's a professional photographer. He was taking his own pictures. Yeah, selfies with a zoom lens and holding his arm. Fortunately, he's got very long arms. Holding his camera out really, really far. It was so cute. But yeah, love in the time of COVID. Yeah. So anyhow, that's it for today's isolation protocols. I am in my car because I didn't have enough signal to maintain the Zoom. So yeah, I drove over to the mall and hooked up to the Wi-Fi. So I'm parked outside of McDonald's. I thought I was at the library. No, McDonald's. Um, the library has Wi-Fi also, but it is slow. It is so slow. And there's usually a crowd of people over there. So anyhow, this is getting really long, and I'm just babbling now. So I will catch you later, probably this weekend. I wasn't going to because I was going to be at my brother's, but yeah, I'm going to be home. So I will catch you later. Bye.